Hi, my name is Charlene. I'm going to be your occupational therapist today. I'm going to go over a few questions with you. Do you mind if I take notes?
No, it's fine.
All right, perfect. So first, tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you currently going to school?
My name is Jessie. I am a sophomore at Dartmouth right now.
Do you currently work?
No, I'm a full-time student.
And are you responsible for the care of children, partner, or anyone else?
No, not since I moved away from home. I used to be more responsible for my family when I was living with them, but now that I'm here, I just take care of myself.
All right. What kind of responsibilities do you have as a student?
I go to class every day. I make sure I do my homework when I get home. I keep my dorm room clean. I do my own laundry. I make sure to call home once in a while.
That's great. How well do you think you handle these responsibilities?
Since it's just limited to me, I think it's a lot more manageable. I don't have to worry about as much as I used to now that I'm in a new environment. It is hard being away from home. Mm-hmm. I sometimes feel guilty for not being around to be a help around the house. But I know that I worked really hard to come to school, so I try to redirect that into my studying.
That's great. So what would you say is the main thing you get out of your studies?
I just recently got involved in taking education courses. So I originally was thinking about going to med school and becoming a doctor. These chemistry classes were really, really hard. Mm-hmm. And I was having a hard time my first year. And then I met some professors that really took the time to guide me and help me with my writing. And they got me interested in learning about education.
That's great. So you're also a daughter, right?
Yes.
You're very close to your mom?
Yes.
Can you tell me something you did as a daughter that you are really proud of?
I started working when I was 14 to help take care of my family's bills. I pretty much did whatever my mom told me.
Wow, that's very admirable. So in addition to your studies, are there any other responsibilities that take up your time?
Not right now. I'm not really trying to focus on much but school.
Awesome. So is there anything special that you do a lot?
I just recently found a group of friends that's on campus that have similar backgrounds or are from similar neighborhoods. We get together and we watch movies together. We cook some of the same food that I grew up eating, so it's really comforting. So I get to get that little piece of home every time I get to hang out with them.
That's great. Your friends are lucky. So, do you currently live in an apartment, home, or a dorm?
I currently share a dorm with one roommate.
All right. And what kind of responsibilities do you have to keep up your home or your dorm?
I make sure the side of the room is clean. I make sure that I don't mess with any of her stuff, and so she won't have a reason to have to worry about me being clean. I just respect her space, so she can respect mine.
That's fair. So do you actively participate in any organizations or in church or temple groups?
I used to be more religious when I was younger, but now that I'm in school, I don't practice the same like religious things that I used to. I used to pray a lot with my mom every morning and at night, but now that I've moved away, I don't necessarily stick to that.
So why do you do this? Is it just for fun or more serious?
I think it helps me cope with whatever I'm stressing out about. Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me of like how my mom used to tell me how to deal with things. She would always respond with something to pray about or something to focus on like that. But that would be the most important reason why I still do it.
So Jessie, describe a typical week.
So a typical week for me at school, I go to class Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I do homework on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I also do my laundry on Wednesdays when it's the least busy. I go grocery shopping maybe like once a week on like a Sunday or something when I have the time. But typically I spend maybe like 1 or 2 weekends in a month, and I visit my family back home.
Great. So is this weekend any different?
No, this weekend actually I'm going to see my mom and dad.
Okay, cool. So are you satisfied with this routine?
It's a lot to keep up with, but I do like having separate places to be. So I do like my time alone at school, but I do like the freedom to go visit home when I miss them.
Is there anything you dislike about it?
When I do go home, I definitely fall back into the roles and responsibilities I had before I moved out. So I pretty much help my mom with chores. I help her run errands and clean the house.
Wow, I wish I had a daughter like you. So if you were having a really good or really bad day, what would that day be like?
Well, if I was having a bad day at school, it usually is not from my classes really, it's from the people that I live with. Sometimes they say things to me that hurt my feelings or kind of insensitive, and I don't think they know that they're hurting my feelings. So I kind of like go on my own way to like the library or something, do homework. So I don't really socialize as much as I'd like to. Those are the kind of days that I just stay to myself.
So what kind of things do they say to you?
They just make comments of like where I came from. They make fun of the way I talk because I guess they don't have a lot of experience with people from like I have a Puerto Rican background and I grew up in a neighborhood with a lot of different slang that they're used to growing up with, so they don't really understand why I talk the way I do. And they kind of make me feel like I don't belong here sometimes.
Do you have anyone you can talk to about things like this?
I actually recently found like a group of friends that have similar backgrounds than I do, so that's a way for me to vent sometimes when I do have those bad days. So they understand me a little bit better.
I'm glad you have a good support system. So what are the most important things in your routine?
For me at school, I love having that time to balance like school and friends, that freedom to do whatever I want to do with my time, and not have to follow somebody else's schedules.
Does your routine allow you to get done the things that are most important to you?
I think so. Right now it's pretty manageable. I'm taking classes that I really like, and the professors that are helping me with my writing skills is huge because I really struggled my first year. So that has really changed my like work ethic and how much I enjoy actually my studying now.
Okay. So did you have any hobbies or projects that were part of your routine in the past?
When I was in, I think, middle school and high school, I started taking choir lessons and violin lessons. I did this every Saturday, and we did like competitions and performances around the town. So that was a really big thing for me growing up. That was like one of the probably most memorable childhood memories that I have. That I still, think about how unique that experience was.
What is the most important thing to keep the same about your routine?
I make sure that I have some time to myself because I'm around a lot of people all the time, and sometimes like I need to check in and make sure that I'm handling what I need to handle and not like worry about what other people are saying about me, or like if I didn't do well on a test, I kind of make sure I have my own time to reset.
That's really important. You should always take care of yourself first before you take care of others. So what would you most like to change about your routine?
Right now, I think maybe, let's see, I think I might want to look into what I want to do or what I want to major in. I haven't really declared that. So I think I probably want to maybe do some volunteer work or get like an internship or something, some experience, because I've never really had real job experience.
Oh, well, what majors are interesting to you right now?
Before it was medicine. I was really planning on being a doctor, but after my first year, the chemistry classes I could not handle them, and I didn't get the help that I needed, so I kind of went on a different direction, and I found education, and these classes actually talked about some of my experiences, you know, like the neighborhoods that I grew up in. And so that was like the first time I've ever experienced that kind of like, I guess, educational support. So I'm really looking into maybe like becoming a teacher.
That's great. Well, to make you feel better, I failed my chemistry in high school too. So yeah, chemistry is not for everybody. So next question: do you have any ongoing hobbies or projects that are part of your current routine?
My current routine, actually, I don't have anything that like was linked to when I was like, younger, like musically, but I do really enjoy like movies, like watching a lot of movies with my friends. We also like cook together too, so that's kind of like a new hobby that I'm venturing into. Since when I was a kid growing up, my mom used to do most of the cooking, so now I kind of get to pick up some of those skills.
So I understand that you live with Frankie on campus at a dorm. Is your dorm comfortable?
It's comfortable enough. Like we share a room, and there's not really that much privacy. But it is quite comfortable.
Can you get around comfortably in your dorm?
In my dorm, yeah, there's enough space for the both of us.
Perfect. Do you like your surroundings, like the furniture and everything you have in your home?
I mean, it's old dorm furniture, so I can't really like make anything cute. I can like decorate my walls or have like a cute bedspread, but other than that, it's like all clunky wood furniture.
Oh, I see. All right. So, what do you have to do to keep up your apartment?
I try to like sweep the floor or vacuum if she's not home. Other than that, I just take the trash out just so it's not staying in my room.
Do you like doing this?
I do. Like it's taking care of my own space, and like nobody really bothers it when I'm not around, so it's nice to come home to.
Are you able to do it okay, like physically?
Yeah. I think it's probably just time. If I have the time, is probably the biggest barrier to that.
So, do you get along with Frankie, your roommate?
I mean, she's like nice, but there's times where she like says things that are like, I don't know. She doesn't know what she's saying sometimes. Like she comments on like my Puerto Rican heritage, and I feel like she doesn't know what she's talking about, and she doesn't have the decency to really understand my perspective on the stuff that she says. She always says like to brush it off and like not too sensitive about stuff, but I haven't really had the chance to really clear that with her.
Okay, I see. Well, what kind of things do you do together when you do like her?
I don't know. Maybe we get food together.
So, tell me about something that happened at your dorm recently that shows me what things are like where you live.
I try to like stay out of my dorm. I don't really like hang out there too often because of Frankie and like the other girls in my other hallmates. They kind of have the same attitude that she does. And there was one time where they came into my room and they like said something like they called me like a fugitive or something, and I just didn't understand what that meant or like why that was funny to them, and it just felt really insulted, and they just kept laughing, and so I just don't like to hang out there sometimes just because I don't want to deal with that.
Wow, yeah, I wouldn't like that either. Well, do you like your school surroundings?
I love the campus and how I can find a quiet place. There's a lot of nice places to study, coffee places. The grounds are really nice. Like so, it's a lot more nature than I was used to growing up. So I like to enjoy the outdoors a lot more now.
That's great, and it's really healthy for you. Who are the people you interact with most as a student?
As a student, I have like a handful of classmates that are in my educational classes that I really like spending time with. Other than that, I do get tutoring from some of the professors that I have, and I find it really, really helpful to take the time to get help.
So how do you get along with your fellow students or teachers?
I think pretty well. My first semester was not as easy. There were some times where I would go to my professors and ask for help, and they would just tell me to look in the book. So I felt like I really didn't know where to go, and I really didn't think that I was good enough because I wasn't performing as well as I usually do. And it was a really hard time to feel like I belonged here.
Oh, that's good. Well, it seems like you try your best and everything. So, I mean, I believe in you. So keep doing what you're doing. Is there anyone at school that makes classes difficult for you? Any classmates?
Like, it's just the girls in my dorm. I don't really pay attention to people in my class. I kind of just go in and out, do my own thing, and then meet up with my friends.
I see. Well, I remember you telling me that you go and seek out tutors for help. Well, if you need help in class, are there any classmates that come and help you?
In some of my classes, there are some really helpful people. And we usually have study groups. So that's when I probably would get help from my classmates the most.
Well, when you're feeling down, did any of them help you?
I think there are like a few people that I do hang out with a lot. We do a lot of stuff together, hang out, we go watch movies, go bowling. But those are the people that I'm probably the closest to.
That's great. So I'm going to ask you a little bit about your leisure time. So what are the main things you like to do to relax?
To relax? Hanging out with my friends, I think, is probably what I spend most of my time doing. We cook together, and there's these recipes that my mom taught me when I was a kid, like arroz con pollo that I love to cook with my friends because they grew up eating that too. So it's kind of like a nostalgic thing that we do together. We just like explore the campus and the city around us. Pretty much just hang out together is probably my most favorite activity.
So Jessie, the next set of questions, I'm going to ask you a little bit about activities that you like to do. So do you get to do the things that are really important to you?
Well, now that I'm in school, I do get a lot of time to focus on my studies. I pretty much just have to worry about myself. So I think I do get to control my schedule a lot better.
Oh, that's great. So have you been able to choose the things in your life that are important to you?
Well, probably that just started recently, since I left home to go to school. But growing up, I didn't really have a lot of choice in what I got to participate in. School didn't really have a lot of options for us. We didn't have like after-school programs, but there was this music program that I got into. I had to audition for a choir that my music teacher told me to go to. It was like an early Saturday morning, and it was just me and like 3 other classmates. I didn't really know what to expect when I got there, and it was like 80 kids trying to get into this choir. So each kid had to sing a song on their own, and I was really nervous, but it was like the first thing I got to do that was like school related. So surprisingly, me and my friends got in. We got this pink slip that meant that we were part of this choir, and it ended up being we had practice like every weekend for like 8 hours, which was so crazy now I think about it. But it's probably one of the best opportunities I've had that I got to do when I was a kid.
Oh wow, you put a lot of time and effort in that. I'm really happy that you made it. So is there anything that routinely interferes with what you want to do?
I think that probably financially I would have the most problems.
So is there anything that routinely interferes with what you want to do?
I guess the only thing that I have trouble with is money. Like growing up, my mom and dad both worked odd jobs. And my dad's like a cook. He's a cook at a hospital, and my mom works at a pharmacy in Manhattan. And they like collectively like earn maybe like $30,000 together. So that didn't really support my brother and I very well. So I started working when I was 14. Just to help out. So I don't feel that comfortable asking them for money, especially if I want to like go out with friends or go on a trip or something like that. So I would say that money is probably something that routinely prevents me from doing stuff.
Yeah, I understand. I actually started working when I turned 16. So my parents as well, they make like about 30K together. My dad's a cook in the back of a restaurant, and my mom's a cashier. So I had to get my worker's permit at age 16, and I started working at a school as just like a front desk helper. So yeah, I had to provide for them too. So I know it's hard, but I think it's really important that we stick to our goals that we made for our future, so that we can be successful and take care of them.
That's so true.
So Jessie, so when you run into obstacles or difficulties, how do you handle it?
Well, I've had like a lot of crazy experiences, but now that I'm in school, I remind myself a lot of how my parents worked for me to have this opportunity. And on the day that I moved in, my mom and my brother were helping me move my stuff, and my brother had commented like there was like this little fern that was growing out of like the crack in the concrete, and he said, "Look, Jessie, that's you." And I thought, how sweet of my little brother to say that about me, and it's nice to know that he looks up to me that way, and he considers me like a role model, and I want to make him proud, and I want to make my family proud.
That's
so
really sweet.
I remind myself that every time I think that I want to give up or I don't want to do this anymore.
Wow, that's a great story. That's gonna stick with me. I know I asked a lot of questions, or maybe like 50 of them. So, are you ready for a break?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Let's take a little 5-minute water break.
Okay. Thank you.
So, what were some events and experiences that shaped your life the most?
I remember when I was a kid, when I mentioned getting to the choir and doing violin lessons, I made a really good friend through that. His name was Anthony, and we went to all the practices together. We went out to all the shows together. And when we were in high school, he was getting bullied a lot because of that, and he died of suicide. And that was the first person that I've ever been that close to that I've lost. And also, I did think that you could die that young, and that was really hard for me because that kind of opened me up to what was really going on in my neighborhood. Like my mom would always warn me about who to avoid, or the people that I shouldn't talk to, like on my way home from school, and like they're trying to sell me things, or they're trying to like put things in my backpack so I can carry it for them. But that was like the first time that that opened my eyes to a lot of the stuff that was going on around me. Like I didn't feel like I was a kid anymore after that happened.
I'm so sorry you have to go through that. Honestly, no kid deserves to go through that, and I'm sure it made you a lot stronger now today.
I hope so, because my childhood was not easy, and I had to get through a lot of stuff to get here. But there are some things that I think, like, from my childhood that really, like, I guess pushed me now is like the community I grew up in was really like filled with gangs and violence, and I remember my house getting like robbed so many times. Like we were on the first floor apartment, and somebody had smashed through the window, and there was this one time that I saved all my money to buy my mom's necklace for her birthday, and one of the times our apartment got robbed, they had stolen it, and that was like the last time I wanted to feel like that vulnerable or that taken advantage of, and it really affected me because my community wasn't really there for me. Like a lot of people probably saw who came through the window, but they didn't want to say anything because they said it was probably gang related. But that was the first time that I considered getting a gun, just because I felt like the safety of my family was my responsibility now. And like I never like went through with it, but just the idea that like I could easily get a gun if I wanted to, and like I wanted to protect my family that bad that I was I was really serious about getting one. But now I think about it like that, something could have happened, and that could have prevented me from like getting out, you know, and coming to school. So like that was just like the start of the really tough things I had to go through as a kid.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get the gun. I think that was a good decision. What do you consider the time when you were doing the best?
I'd say I feel like now would probably be my most, like, I guess I feel successful in what I'm doing, because this has been my goal since I was a kid to get out of my community and go to college. It might not be for the reasons that I thought, but my mom always warned me about choosing the people that I hang out with, and they really tried to protect me from a lot of stuff that was going on around me. And now that I'm older, I kind of like realize why they were doing things they were doing, because a lot of the girls that I grew up with aren't in college. You know, they're still in the neighborhood. Some of them are like selling drugs or are in some kind of gang. So I get why they were so strict with me growing up.
I understand. And I think they did a good job because look at you now, you're pursuing more than your friends are. So I think that's really important. What do you consider are the worst period in your life?
I think I would say when the safety of my family was compromised. Like I didn't know what to do. Like I was still a kid, but my parents didn't know what to do either. They were so busy working that they were almost never home, and I couldn't like take that our house was getting robbed so much. You know, we couldn't have anything nice, and I didn't feel safe at home either. So that was probably my most challenging thing, was thinking like, how am I going to help myself, but also like still be responsible for my family safety.
I understand. So, what would you say is the biggest failure in your life so far?
I guess when I first got here, I guess it started in high school. There's like this chemistry class that I remember, like the teacher almost like never showed up, but I really wanted to be a doctor, so I knew that this subject was really important for me. But our labs were just like, we had no resources whatsoever. We had to guesstimate what our homework was. And when I got to college and I had my first chemistry course, I felt like I didn't know anything. And the professors were moving so quickly that even when I asked questions, they would tell me to go like look it up in the book, and they expected me to know everything already. And I felt like I didn't belong here. I wasn't good enough to be here. And that was a really like a hard moment for me, because I worked so hard to get out of where I was, and I get to where I want to be, and I'm not doing well. And that was the first time I felt like really selfish for moving away from my family and like not taking responsibilities, and still like not doing what I thought I should be doing when I got here. Like I got a D in that chemistry class.
That's so that really,
really?
Yeah, I did too.
You survived?
Yeah, I survived. I mean, I'm here and I'm your OG, so you know, anything is possible. So thank you so much for sharing all of that with me. It really helps me understand you better. Do you have any questions for me?
I guess not right now.
All right, so next week, how about I go over some opportunities for you to get more involved in school, so you can pick a major you want, maybe pick up an internship.
Oh my god, I would love that.
All right, that sounds great. So I will see you next week, Monday at 2 p.m., same location.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll see you then. Thank you.